everybody, Biffster here again. Another week, another goal hit. Um, this time it's a big one. It's I have been in the 290s for a while now, and I finally knocked myself over and down, and I'm in the 280s. 289.9, so just barely, but still, it counts. 289. And I have to admit, I'm a little bit worried here. And I'll get a little more into what the issues I've seen are in just a little bit. But over the years, I've been able to lose weight a few times successfully, and each time I got down into the 280s. Once it was 285, one it was 288, somewhere in there, and that seems to be the place that I hit, and then I immediately spring back up. And it's looking through my old weight charts, it's very consistent. I'll hit somewhere in the mid 280s, and then I'll stop, and then the next week I'll gain just half a pound or so. The week after that, a pound. The week after that, a couple of pounds. And it's every single time it's cranks or turns from the 280s, and then it heads well over the 300-pound mark. So, as big of a goal as getting into the 280s is, and it's huge. And I did that, yeah. Getting in there also makes me realize I need to make sure I don't fall into old traps. Make sure that I don't allow history to repeat itself. Because this time there's a couple of differences. This time around, I'm 45 years old, and it's not as easy to lose weight, and it's a challenge just to keep weight off. Where the last times that I've done this, I've been in my 30s, a little bit easier there. Second is the big one that I keep trying to ignore, and that is my health. Having diabetes means that I can't take any chances anymore. I have to keep my weight down. I have to keep losing it. So, all told, this time around, I'm breaking history, and I'm going to not allow the 280s to be my bottom point, and I'm definitely not going to allow myself to go back as high as I had been. Okay, looking through my list of topics I've been wanting to talk about, ties right into that, and that's whenever I start losing my willpower, it always tends to be around two different things. Two different things. First, there's a sense of entitlement. I get to the point where I'm like, hey, I should be allowed to have X, and I've done such a great job, I should be allowed to be able to have what I want. And of course, what I've learned over the years is the stuff that I want when I get like that, super high calories, super sugar, and just super bad for a person. And it is super leads to super weight gain, and that's one of the reasons why I keep escalating and bouncing high once I get to the 280s, because then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I deserve to have a milkshake, and I've done such great work, I'm going to do one milkshake. The one milkshake starts out as a large, big, huge, giant one, not just satisfying a little urge for the taste, but going way overboard. Imagine that for me. But then it also snowballs. I'm like, okay, next couple of days be like, oh, I only had one milkshake. Maybe I should have one more just to get over that urge and to make myself feel like I've given myself what I need. And then it starts multiplying, and before you know that, I'm eating and buying all of my red light foods. Hello, sandwich cookies. That always tends to be my downfall. When I get to the point where I'm at sandwich cookies, I know that I'm on a bender and I'm probably not going to be able to stop. So that's something that I need to watch out for. The other thing, the other trap I fall into is it's along the same idea, and that's reward foods. Reward myself, hey, I just hit a major milestone. I'm going to celebrate by having a piece of cake. Doesn't quite work that way. It's a little bit, it is, they are at two opposite ends. They're like magnets and two poles, and they don't fit together. Rewarding yourself for being well and eating well and losing weight by eating poorly, and not just poorly, but something that is super duper bad for a person. I don't know. I do that all the time, or I've done it these last times. Another thing that I need to watch out for, make sure I don't fall into that trap. But all in all, I'm in the 280s. I'm in the 280s. When I started at 330, that makes it a huge deal for me. Probably a huge deal for anybody once you stop to think about it. I'm still a great big fat guy. Look at those cheeks. Still way overweight, but a lot less so. A lot. It's another day, another time to celebrate by doing something I like to do. Maybe spending a little more time on my trains, maybe buy something for it, maybe just geek out. Anything but food, because I don't need that. I'm not falling in that trap again. So that's it for this week. I hope you all have a good week, and I shall see you in another 7 days.